Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sonya, also known as SG from Let the Ladies Speak podcast, where we have healthy discussions about life, love, dating, and relationships while promoting self-love and healing. Here on my YouTube channel, I discuss reality TV and hot topics. I give my analysis, share my perspective, offer insight, and give advice based on my life, career, and my studies. If you don't know, I love to study psychology, including forensic psychology, which we're going to talk about today. But first and foremost, I have to welcome you. If you are new to my channel, if you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate your support. If you are family, you coming back, hey family, welcome back. Good to see you. If you're just passing through, please let me know if you enjoy the content by subscribing to my channel or hitting the thumbs up button. I appreciate you as well. And this is what I'm going to talk about. The problem with untapped rage. Okay, it can lead to some very dangerous things. And I'm going to use Ed Kemper as an example. And somebody's going to say this is extreme, but I'm telling you, there's a reason why I chose this man. And I chose him because he turned himself in. Had he didn't turn himself in, he would still probably be out there. Okay, or he would have had a lot more victims. Ed Kemper was a serial killer who killed his grandparents as a child and then later killed his mom. And he did it because his mother was extremely abusive towards him. And so he had a lot of untapped rage. He talks very openly. This is why I wanted to use him as an example. He talked very openly about his internal struggles, about trying to figure out what to do with his rage and his anger and just how he felt. He's very, very candid about it. He's a highly intelligent man, you know, and an IQ and just as far as his emotional being. He had all of this anger and rage again because his mom was extremely abusive to him and he just didn't know what to do. The women that he targeted as a serial killer were women who reminded him of his mom and women who were at colleges and universities, because his mom was a professor at colleges and universities. And in some way in his mind, he rectified that hurting them was hurting her. And if you're familiar with my content, I talk about how a lot of times we spend our whole time in adult relationships trying to rectify our childhood relationships. And if they were unhealthy, we repeat the pattern until we learn better and do better, right? And so what his resolve was, because he did not want to do what he was doing, but his rage was as such he couldn't help himself, so to speak. He tried to stop, but he couldn't. It was an internal struggle. Yes, we all can make decisions, but he had been impacted greatly by what his mother did to him. Studies have shown that when one experiences abuse during their developmental stages, it impacts your development status. It impacts how you process feelings and emotions, how you manage emotions and feelings. It has a great impact on individuals. And his abuse as a child, everything that he dealt with, all of his traumas impact him greatly. And again, he had unmanaged rage, and he talks about this in detail. Please, Netflix has a special on him, but he's done a lot of candid interviews talking about this. He finally wanted to stop, like he wanted to stop. And you know how he stopped? He killed his mother. He killed his mother, and he did other things. I won't talk about that. But he murdered his mother and he turned himself in, and he said that was the only thing that was going to stop his rage, and he knew he was wrong. Does this seem to be a lot? Absolutely. Does it seem to be extreme? It could, but it depends on what lens you're looking at it through. He turned himself in. What if he hadn't turned himself in? How many more people would have been hurt? Ted Bundy killed 36 women because people felt like he was too smart and too handsome to be this kind of guy. One reason why I want to talk about this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart and the depths of my soul, seriously, we as a society have to stop trying to always turn a blind eye to behavior and always forcing people to go back to their abuser. There are so many times people cry out for help or try to communicate and people just ignore them, or they feel like this person would never do these kind of things, and you don't listen to the people who are really trying to say, this is happening to me. So many people have become victims because of individuals just ignoring their cry for help and is in it badly for them. Ted Bundy killed 36 women. He escaped from jail, what, 2 or 3 times, and it was always because people felt like, oh, he's a nice guy, he could never do it, he's charismatic. He even had a fan club, and he was a known serial killer. People are making Jasmina out to be the worst person in the world because she won't baby him. But people aren't paying attention to the fact that she does not feel safe with him. That is a big difference. And he's a grown man. She shouldn't have to baby him anyway. But if you don't feel right, if you don't feel safe, if you feel like someone is hurting you, you know how that person is making you feel. Acknowledge those feelings and get some help. And when a person comes to you, don't just dismiss their feelings because you wish you had a man or you wish you had a woman or they seem like a nice person. You never know the devil within. You never know the devil within. Some of the most prolific murderers on this earth were beloved by many people. People could not believe. Again, I can give you example after example of people who were murdered and killed by people that everybody thought was just the best. I talk about Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was loved and adored. People looked at his looks and his perceived intelligence as someone who could never hurt anyone. But he was a known serial killer. And because people felt the way they felt about him, he continued to murder young women. You know? And he had a type. It was fixated on rage. It was fixated on unhealed trauma. Trauma and rage and unhealed wounds can really do damage to people. It can really make those people hurt people. Okay? And it could end in death. It could be fatal. I don't take that lightly. Somebody made a comment to me about me always talking about therapy. I will always talk about therapy. I will always talk about mental health. I will always promote getting health. And I will always promote you becoming the best version of yourself and building a relationship with yourself and learning to trust yourself so you can trust your intuition, so you can trust those feelings. And when people try to talk you out of walking away from a situation you know you need to walk away from, you know that you're doing the right thing for yourself. People project a lot and people wish they were in your shoes, but they don't always see the dark side of the person that they're trying to get you to go back to. Love yourself enough to want to be the best version of yourself. Love yourself enough to want to heal those broken pieces so you don't repeat patterns and so you don't ignore yourself. I just really want people to understand that you don't always know. You don't know. You don't know what that person is going through. So don't encourage them to put themselves back in danger. Okay. So that's it, guys. I just want us to date in a healthy, safe manner. A lot of things could have been avoided if people just were aware as to what was happening. And then also if people were taken seriously. But most importantly, once you get to a certain place and space in life, if people really understood who they were and had a healthy relationship with themselves, because they would trust themselves to know what's happening is happening and it's not good, and they will be okay with walking away and leaving and not choosing another person over themselves. The only time I promote you choosing another person over yourself if that's your child. But if that's not your child that is of a minor age, I do not promote you allowing a person to have agency over you that is bringing you harm, making you unhealthy, making you unhappy, and harming you. I just will never promote that. I promote counseling, I promote therapy, I promote communication, I promote self-love, I promote healing, and I always will. I've seen too much not to, okay, in my personal life as well as in my work life. So that's it for tonight's commentary, guys. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. Thumbs up the video if you like it, and subscribe to my channel if you like my content. Just FYI, guys, for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I have a rocky schedule. I'm traveling. There's a wedding. And there's some other things happening, so I'm gonna be a little sporadic. Please bear with me. I appreciate you for it. If you watch Ready to Love, I'm gonna do a Ready to Love review today. I probably won't do it till later, but I'll get it done today and hopefully can get it out by tomorrow. Today is Saturday, by the way. because my week is front loaded because of everything that's going to be happening. So I wish you the best. Hugs and kisses. Please don't forget to love yourself for who you are. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. Bye bye.